All right. Everybody all right? Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, the white people who have been our teachers of religion have purposely misled black people on the basis of the teachings of Jesus. The white man don't really want you to know Jesus. Why would a thief want you to know the police? I mean, does that make sense? If I'm a thief about to rob you, brother, of your fine fat wallet, why would I take you to the police and then, while he's looking, rob you? That don't make sense. I lead you away from the law, then rob you. The white man is an intelligent man. He's not going to take you to God. God is the salvation of the people. God is the source of the freedom of the people. God is the source of security of the people. Why would a man who made you a slave take you to God if he wants to keep you a slave? If he wants to keep you a slave, he keep you away from God. But how does he keep you away from God? He doesn't say, I'm going to keep you away from God. No, he paints a false picture of God and have you worshiping a God that they make up and give to you. Then in your worship of that false God, they have control of you, and you think you're going to the God of freedom while you are going to the God that your enemy made up and gave to you. And this is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wants black people to know. The white man made up a God and gave it to you. And that God don't have no power over white people. White man give you the religion, white man give you the God. White man give you the Bible, then he beat the hell out of you, shoot you, hang you, and you go to your grave calling on the God that the white man gave you, and you get no answer. Because the white man is not going to teach you of the true God. That's not his purpose. You may say, well, I'm sincere. I called on God from the depth of my heart. Yes, and he heard you. And sometime he answered you whether you knew him or knew him not. But he could not completely answer you until what the prophets predicted had been fulfilled. You had to do 400 years. You had to suffer and go into bondage. You had to have your eyes put out. You had to have your hearing impaired. You had to have your tongue made dumb. You had to be made paralyzed. You had to be put on a dead level so that nobody would be able to raise you up, so that God would prove that he is God. He would come in the midst of your enemy who is most powerful and hold him at bay, and then call the blind and make the blind see. Call the deaf and make the deaf hear. Call a dumb black man and make him speak, and then raise up a dead nation to life and stand it up and give it power over the very people that had put it in that condition. Then you would know that God is real, and he has indeed visited you and has become your friend. This is wonderful, brother and sister. Now, when God visits among the people, the Jesus that God, who is also styled in the scripture as Jesus, he raises one up from the people to go and do the work of God on that people. That one is also styled as Jesus because he and his Father are one. Their will is one. Their spirit is one. Their mind is one. But what about the man that was here 2,000 years ago? We can never understand the man today unless we understand the Jesus who lived 2,000 years ago. So very quickly, we're going to go over his life, his ministry, his death, his birth, from the scriptures of both books by Allah's help. And we hope to untie a knot so that you will understand it on a very mature level and then use it wisely to do for yourself. Did you know that the Jews were expecting a Messiah according to the scripture? They were so fearful of the Messiah coming, Herod, according to this book, sent out a decree to kill all boy babies 2 years old and under. He wanted to make sure that he killed the Messiah. This is Herod. All right. This happened in Palestine 2,000 years ago. Mary, the mother of Jesus, according to the Bible, was an Egyptian woman, meaning Mary was an African woman. Remember this. 2,000 years ago in Egypt, of course, there were Roman conquerors, and they had mixed their blood in with the Egyptian people. But the Egyptian people were by and large a dark people. It is only in the last few thousand years, with the hordes coming down from the Romans and others coming into Egypt and mixing their blood, that the lighter Egyptians gained power in Egypt, and the original Egyptians were pushed further south toward the Sudan or the Sudanese border. So what you have, the old ancient pharaohs of Egypt were black, black, black. Remember this, brothers and sisters. They had broad noses and thick lips. The old ancient doctors and teachers and scientists, they were black men like you. But when the mixing came, just like you and I have undergone what? Race mixing, is that right? So you have men my color and lighter, women my color and lighter. This is not the natural color of the original black people, but it's due to mixing. Well, Mary was a part of this. She was a woman of Egypt, but she was not a white woman. Remember that. And some of you that have white fathers, that mother being black, she'll make a black child for a white man. That's how strong the black woman is. Mary was living in Palestine. She was growing up in Palestine. Her father, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us, was a great builder of religious houses. And Mary and Joseph, when they were very young, they were like childhood sweethearts. Not that in the holy world that we have sweethearts, but it's like when you have young people that grow close to each other. Sometimes young people, unaware to their parents, are attracted to each other at a young age. And the little boy will say to the little girl, when I grow up, I'm going to marry you. Mary and Joseph, according to the teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, I want to put some of these facts on the board because I'm going to come back later and explain what the significance of this is. Mary and Joseph were childhood sweethearts. I'll just put that up on the board. At the age of 6, Joseph said when he grew older, he would ask Mary's father for her hand in marriage. Now that may seem a little far-fetched to you, but there are some young people that are 6 years old who have an idea about their future. You have some young children today, if you would stop a moment and listen to them talk, they have very good ideas of where they're going in life. Sometimes they'll shake up their elders with the things that they say at 6 years old.